So, I have covered the facilitation value and discriminative index, that means how easy is the question and how difficult is the question. Next analysis is called how do you design a multiple choice question. So, that is called test item analysis continue, I can say. Most of the time you have seen the multiple choice question has only 4 choice A, B, C, D. Why there will be 4 choice only? Is there any logic for that 4 choice? So, in a multiple choice questions, why there will be only 4 choice? Why not there will be 5, why not there will be 3, why not there will be 2? So, number of choice in a multiple choice question should be based on the possible misconception. For example, I have observed it in my home also, that I just watching that my daughter was practicing that Olympiad questions, that maths Olympiad, that practicing, he is practicing that practice problem. And he clicked a correct answer of a 3-digit number multiplied by a 3-digit number within a fraction of second. Then I wondered how he able to calculate that multiplication result by a fraction of second. Then I see the questions. What is there? There is a 3-digit number whose last digit is 5 and another 3-digit number whose last digit is 5, and out of 4 answer choice only one answer has last digit 5. Then what is the capability of the distractor? I have not yet said what is distractor. So, multiple choice questions, what should be the choice? Design an MCQ is not that easy. It is not that all time there will be only 4 choice, none of these, all of the above. Why they are there? The basic idea to design MCQ is that each of the choice must be follow or must be related to the possible misconception exist in that question. For example, suppose let us 8 to the power 2, okay. Let us 8 to the power 2. If I say what are the possible misconception? Number 1 misconception is 8 plus 2. Number 2 is 8 into 2 and C is the only correct answer, 8 into 8. But if I say none of those, is it a misconception? Based on which misconception, if I say all of them, if I say none of those, if I have a D choice number D, then based on which misconception student will choose this D? So, designing a multiple choice question not that easy. Generally, the number of choice in a multiple choice question depend on what are the possible number of misconception exist related to that questions. So, it is not 4, it may be n, it may be a 5, it may be a 10, it may be a 20, it may be a 30, depending on the possible misconception. Now, the point is, okay, I have designed, then on the other side if I see that if I give a choice of a questions A, B, C, D, let us 4th choice and C is the correct answer, then what is the function of A, function of B and function of D? So, they are called distractor or you call distractor. Distractors means they will distract the students. That means, if a student has a misconception, he will be distracted to the choose option A, B and D. So, that is called distractor. A, B and D, A, B and D is called possible distractor. Then how I calculate the effectiveness of those distractors? So, I design a questions, do not see the slides, let us come here. I design a questions and I have given let us two choice A, B and C choice, A, B and C, C is the correct answer. Then I want to calculate what is the distraction capability of choice A, what is the distraction capability of choice B objectively. How do we calculate it? So, basically, who will be distracted more? The student who has a less confidence. So, the students in the lower group will be distracted more compared to the upper group. So, lower group students will be distracted more compared to upper group. So, if I want to find out the formula for finding out the capability of the distraction of a distractor, that means effectiveness of the distractor objectively, then what should I do? I take the test, then find out the lower group and upper group. Then my formula should be, if it is good distractor means this will be chosen by the most of the lower group students. So, providing distractor, my aim is that the lower group students should distracted more and the good students who is the upper group students should not be distracted. So, if I design a multiple choice question with the choice A, B and C, where C is the correct answer, then if I want to calculate the effectiveness of the distractor A, then I can say number of students in the lower group choose distractor A minus number of students in the upper group choose distractor A divided by the group size. Have you understand or not? So, I am saying the distraction capability defined based on the how many lower group students choose that option. But if any upper group student choose that option, that may be the confusing capability, not distraction capability. So, I minus that one. So, suppose let us an example, take the test item number 1. Okay? Again, I am saying there is a, let us 4 choice was there A, B, C, D and C is the correct answer. Now, again if there is a 15 students, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the upper group and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the lower group. I want to find out the effectiveness of the distractor of choice A. So, number of students in lower group choose distractor A 1, another one 2 minus number of students of upper group choose distractor A 1 divided by group size. So, effectiveness of the distractor ED. Have you understand? Now, if you see, if I told you find out the effectiveness of the distractor D, none of the student in lower group choose D. None of the students in upper group choose D. So, ED of D is equal to 0 of distractor D. Similarly, ED of distractor B in this test item. Nobody from upper group choose B, nobody from lower group choose B. So, ED is 0. What is the meaning? Meaning is that you have a 4 option A, B, C, D. The 2 distractor B and D, nobody has choose. The meaning is that those distractor unable to distract the students. Maybe they are not related to the misconception. Is clear? So, effectiveness of the distractor 0 means that whether you give that option or whether you do not give does not matter. So, although there is a 5 choice, only 2 choices are effective, correct choice and A, which is distracted people. But B and D, nobody is distracted. So, those choices are irrelevant, whether you provided those choices or not provided does not matter. So, when you design an MCQ questions, you analyze this, then you find out most of the cases the options you have given are irrelevant because nobody had choose those options. But if every distractor are related to the possible misconception, then there is a possibility some of the students will have that misconception and choose that option. Similarly, suppose I want to calculate the distractor capability of option D in test item 3. So, how many students in the upper group choose D? Nobody, 0. How many students in lower group choose D? Nobody, 0. So, ED is 0. If I say what is the distraction capability of A, 1 student had choose A in lower group, nobody had chosen A in upper group. So, 1 minus 0 by 5, 1 by 5. Clear? ED may be negative also. ED may be negative also. See the item number 5. The if ED for B, ED for option B. So, correct answer is D. So, if I say calculate the ED for B, then what is the ED? ED will be number of students in lower group choose B 0, number of students in upper group choose B 1 divided by lower group size 5. So, it is minus 1 by 5. What is its meaning? Its meaning is that the option B is ambiguous. It may be ambiguous option. That is why a good student is able to choose that option. So, analyzing the test item, you are also increase the validity of your test item. Designing a multiple choice question is not that easy. There should not be any thumb rule that okay, there will be only 4 choice. All of them, none of the above. Why? Can you ask what is the possible misconception related to all of them? None of the above, all of those. Can you able to say that? If it is not, then that cannot be a distractor. So, distraction ability will be increased if the options are related to possible misconception. Okay? Next, another topic is called guessing. So, I am not giving the details is there in the slides. So, think about the guessing. So, you may say guessing is allowed or guessing is not allowed. When the guessing is not encouraging, you say the in multiple choice question, guessing is not encouraging means you providing negative marks. You said you say that it is content negative marks means guessing is not encouraging. But if you encourage guessing, how you correct the guessing? What is the simple method I am discussed? There may be other methods also exist. So, suppose do not see these slides, let us I come to a blank slides. Here I have a lot of blank space, I can calculate. So, suppose I conducted a MCQ test for a 40 marks by a 40 questions, 40 marks test by 40 test item. So, there is a 40 questions and each questions carry 1 marks and each question has a 4 choice A, B, C, D. Let us a student score let us 34 and guessing is allowed. Now, can I calculate how much marks the students has get by guessing? He may not be guess, but I consider he guess. How much marks he get by guessing? Assumption, the correct answer is distributed randomly on that 4 options. If you design a question paper only A correct all time, that is not a good design. The correct option should be distributed among the A, B, C, D in random nature. Let us say it is randomly distributed. Then I want to calculate how much marks students get by guessing. How do you calculate? So, there is a 4th choice A, B, C, D. Let us the choice C is the correct. So, what is the possibility that I have choose correct option C? So, for every 3 times I have given wrong answer, 1 time I will succeed. If I randomly choose A, B, C, D, so for every 3 wrong answer, I have 1 time I have succeed. So, I can say for every 3 wrong answer, I get 1 correct answer. Then, if a student score 34, how much marks he got wrong? 40 minus 34. So, total marks minus marks obtained by the students is the marks which he done mistakes, he or she has done mistake. So, this is the marks he done mistakes. So, for every 3 marks of mistake, since the question carry 1 marks is test item. So, for every 3 mistakes means every 3 mistake, 3 wrong marks, I can get 1 marks correct. So, how many choice? For if it is 4 choice. So, it is number of choice 4 minus 1. So, it is 6 by 3 equal to 2. So, the correct marks is 34 minus 2 is equal to 32. Student may say, sir, I have not guessed, but I doesn't consider that. I am considering guessing is allowed and I want to correct the guessing. So, marks of total marks minus marks obtained by the students divided by number of choice minus 1. If there is a 5 choice, then it is 5 minus 1. If there is a 6 choice, then it is 6 minus 1. Okay? So, I can easily calculate how much marks students can guessing, and this is the slide. So, maybe this formula is not right minus not it is wrong, right not it is right minus wrong, it is that total marks minus marks obtained by the students that give me the, so this formula may not be correct. So, this total marks minus marks obtained by the students divided by the number of choice minus 1. Okay? Then how do you design, when you write a question, how do you write the questions? This slide I will show you that sometime we have designed question paper like this. If you read these questions, what does the cone do? Sometimes we say that, what happened? What happened? There is a physical phenomena, you want some calculation, then you said what happened. So, if you purpose of the test item is not confuse the students, purpose of the test item to test whether they have able to or they are attained the desired goals or not. So, you should not design a question which will confuse the students. You only understand what you want to know. Students may not be understand that like this. What does the cone do? Many a time we design a question paper for mid sem or end sem whatever. Sometime, oh, in the exam hall we go later and oh, middle portion of the question is missing. Middle portion will be like this. Don't do that. Design a questions with an unambiguous statement. Example, suppose you give a question, write the difference between A and B. Let's, a student write 3 difference, a student write 6 difference, a student write 8 difference. Who will get the highest marks? You said no, since the question is carry 4 marks, that is why the 8 difference students will get the highest marks. Why? You have not mentioned how many difference you have to write. So, instead of giving write the difference between A and B, I can write 3 difference between A and B, or you can write the difference between A and B based on this criteria. So, when you design a question paper, think about it is not ambiguous statement. So, instead of giving this question, I can give this, I can just write down the question like this, I can ask the student to draw the diagram also, or I can given the diagram. After providing this, I can ask the question very specific. What I want, what is my intended goal? Intended goal is that whether students are able to apply Archimedes principle to calculate the density, volume or water level, all kinds of things. So, instead of asking what does the cone do, I will prefer ask what exactly you want. You may say calculate the density of the cone, you can say. So, calculate, determine. So, instead of any vague statement, what happened, what does that do, you ask specific questions. Another important thing is that assessment, purpose of assessment to find out the attainment level. Now, suppose you design your CO, all CO are design, application, analysis level, and in your semester question is that describe, explain, write a short note. Why you given that question? Sometime you have solved a problem in the class and you have provided in the assessment. In semester that question is come. What is the problem? If you solve any problem in the class, if you provide the same problem in the exam, that is not higher cognitive level, that is only remembering level. Either before the exam student will remember that problem or he come with a piece of paper and write down that answer. Both are same. Both are same. Similarly, very good example is there. If you see the in the class 10 or class 12, every time I think in language class, class 10 also and class 12 also, if it is when it is vernacular or English language, there is a questions all called write a short note or write an essay on some topic. What happened? Most of the time before the exam there is a book is published, everybody know what questions will come, what short note will come, and he memorized the short note written by a maybe PhD in English. He memorized that and vomit in the paper in the answer script and get the highest mark. Is that purpose is solved? What is the purpose for that question? By that questions I want to assess whether a student is able to describe an event with its own language or not. But what we have at the end what we will assess? How good he can memorize that essay. Many times we have find before the exam students are going to the library to find out last 3 years or 2 years question paper. Many times students goes to library and find out that question paper. What they want to find out? They want to find out what the teacher's outcome. Means what kind of questions teacher has provided and what kind of question supposed to come in the next exam. That is 100% predictable. If it is 100% predictable, what question will come? Is that assessment is valid? So, you design a question paper which is purpose is to assess the attainment of the CO. Is not purpose to confuse the students. Many times teachers said, oh, this year I will design a question paper which nobody can answer. That is not the attitude. Attitude is that every question must be related to the CO. If it is not related, validity is gone. If you ask, write a short note on this, describe this, define this, reliability is gone. So, when you design a question paper, think on validity, reliability, think on how you frame the questions, it should not be ambiguous, and primarily you have to think what you want to assess. If I ask you why you take the lab viva, at the end of the lab in every session in engineering education there is a lab viva. Why you take the lab viva? Most of the teacher answer is we want to assess what the degree of students know that experiment. Is it not true that giving a 5-minute conversation with the students, asking a questions to the students, are you able to find out what is the depth of knowledge of the students? Students has already submitted the report, technical report, already submitted the experimental data, So, why you take that viva? What is the purpose for that lab viva? Many of you said that how do you calculate the attainment of domain independent PO? So, lab viva, can I not test the domain independent PO of engineering ethics? So, what will ask? I want to find out whether the students does that experiment or he copied from previous year report. So, by that result I can say that whether the ethics or engineering ethics attainment is achieved or not, that is possible. So, that is why every assessment purpose must be very well defined. When you design a question paper, it is not the job of 1 hour or half an hour. It may require entire 3 months or 6 months to design a very good assessment paper. Most of the time teachers, examiner controller said, oh, tomorrow you have to submit the question paper. Then teacher, okay, last year question 3 question, another last year question 2 question. And they do not think what is the coverage of the question, whether all assessment are testing the CO or not, whether they are valid question, whether they are reliable questions, nothing is tested, dump and given to that exam. If you take that exam, then how you expect the student engagement will be high. Sometimes we expect the students should remember big formula. Why? If you force them to remember big formula, what happened? Either they will come a piece of paper or they will write down in a bench. You provide the formula to the students. But your question must be such a way that you have to test the skill of the students, not the remembering capability of the students. Okay? So, let us stop here, and the next week, the next class I will talk about the assessment evaluation rubrics, and the next week I will talk about the attainment of your CO and PO. Okay? Thank you.